Morning, Pastor Joe in the Light Ministries and Calvary Pentecostal Holiness Church. It's Saturday morning, January the 9th. I want to give you the evangelist's heart. That's what God's created me to be. That's who I am, right to the bone. So I want to minister this morning in morning meditation about what it says in the book of Proverbs, that a fool says in his heart that there is no God. To me, I believe the bigger fool is the one that knows there is a God and refuses to serve him. So I want to share my heart for just a minute. The Holy Spirit's been speaking to me probably about 3.5 weeks now, and that's where the video series really started at. But he's been speaking to me about men and women that know there's a God, know that Jesus died on the cross, know that they're a sinner, and they refuse to serve God. They believe that God is real. They believe that Jesus came to this earth and he died for their sin. He lived a sinless life. They believe that there's coming a day when God will judge the quick and the dead. They believe wholeheartedly that God is going to redeem mankind one day, that Jesus will come on the clouds of glory and redeem the church. They believe that they're living in a time and a season that has never been seen on the face of the earth again, but still they refuse to serve God. So I ask you today, where do you fall at on a scale of 1 to 10 in your service and your faith towards God? 10 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and 1 being the lowest. Do you need a spiritual checkup? Do you need to go back to Dr. Jesus? Do you need to check yourself? You know, I was reading through the book of Ephesians. We taught on the book of Ephesians for about 7 or 8 weeks in service. And part of the backdrop of the book of Ephesians is Paul is in prison writing to the Ephesus church. And the whole precept of that book is if you're going to be a Christian, then be a Christian. If you ain't going to be a Christian, then don't be a Christian. Take it to heart. Think about your faith. Think about your service to God. Think about your service to fellow man. Think about your service to the church. These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. If I'm going to be a Christian, am I willing to die for my faith? Look at what's going on in the world today. There are religious zealots out there. I'm not saying Christian zealots, religious zealots out there that are ready to die for their faith. Well, guess what? Jesus already died for my faith. I know whom I serve. I know where I would end if I were to die today. I check myself every day at the door as to whether or not I'm serving God with my whole heart, mind, spirit, and soul. So I ask you to do the same. Be blessed today. This is Pastor Joe with In the Light Ministries and Calvary Pentecostal Holiness Church. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.